Folks, how's it going? Curious UK here. So tonight I was cruising through YouTube a little bit. Happened to notice that Mikey was live, and he said he was unpacking his telescope. I heard the other day that he got himself a telescope funded by his super chats and stuff from his YouTube channel. So I thought, that's curious. Let's check this out. See what Mikey's got. And he seemed to got himself something called a Mesa. I think it was 90 aperture, 90 millimeters by 800 millimeter focal length. I thought, and he said he's going to go out tonight, and he wants to film the moon using his normal method, but he's going to use a telescope instead of using his binoculars. I thought, that's interesting. I have some clear night tonight in the UK, but as you can see, the night sky is clear, and the moon's going to rise over there. I thought to myself, wow. So let's go check this out. It's a bit dark, but I'll show you Mikey's video. He unpacks his brand new toy, his new telescope. I have my Solarmark. The Solarmark is so I'm going to show you here. It is a 70 by 700, so it's a 70 millimeter aperture, 700 millimeters focal length. So slightly smaller than his. It's so a little bit narrower and maybe a tiny bit shorter focal length. And he's got the same finder scope. I just like to admit, say something, because his finder scope looks the same. These are rubbish. I don't like these. They don't hold very well. Like I kind of have it set pretty good to find, but not very good. I don't like these. I tried to get a new one off Amazon, ordered one, thinking it'd fit, and I couldn't get the fit on here without like modifying things. So I put it on my other one. I have a Newtonian 130 millimeter Newtonian reflector that I use my primary scope now. Now, why Mikey's does fall apart a little bit compared to mine is he's got a azimuth mount, so his only goes up and down, left and right, and then you have to turn it by hand left and right. I have an equatorial mount, so mine's much more finer detail. I can turn here, there, and obviously if it's polar aligned, as this one is, aligned with Polaris, which Polaris will come up over there. I use the stellarium to line it up. And then all I have to do, once I have this set here aligned up, all I gotta do is just turn this knob here very slowly, and this will track any celestial body as long as this is lined up correctly. So I could get probably better shots, longer exposure shots and stuff, and be able to track objects much better than his. His tripod, about the same, right? So like, you know, not too bad. So these aren't bad, but they're not the greatest. This is my beginner scope I got. Now, where I will be differing from Mikey is that he will be using a cell phone mount on his eyepieces. I got Palazzi eyepieces. I think I have a 20 mil. Let's come out here. So we can get that to show. There we are. So Palazzi 20, and I think I have an 8. Let me check and see. Do I have it in my pocket? I don't. It's over my case over there. So this show, I didn't pay. I got this as a birthday, Christmas gift. I didn't pay that much for it. I got a 10. So I have a 20 and a 10. I do have a cell phone mount. Got my S20. My S24 Ultra won't fit in that. So where I will be differing is I will not be using this to film. I will be using this. I have an SV Bony. Mine is the 205. Let's just fold it over there, but and instead of using an eyepiece, this sits in the sits in here where the eyepiece goes, and that acts as my eyepiece. Then I will be using my laptop as to display it, and my laptop has a computer program that I can use. Right, so I had to give it a few minutes there because the neighbor's kid came out and was making a little noise before they had to go to bed. And so I just had to give it a few minutes there. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can video the moon tonight. Now it's just looking at stellarium, and it looks like the moon's quite low on the horizon, and I'm in a built up suburb, and there's lots of like, it's UK, so everything's a bit close, and there's lots of tall trees in my area. So I don't know if the moon is going to come up high enough to be above the roofs of the houses and the trees, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a few. It's about 25 past 11. So I'll give it a bit here. Because stellarium doesn't show me, like, obviously my local, local architecture. Or shows if, obviously my local area, if, trees and topography and stuff like that. So we'll see. If not, I guess I'll just have to just do it some other night. But Mikey says he's going to try to do the moon tonight, so I'm going to try to do the moon as well. And I want to kind of see if we can do a comparison of, since he is too afraid to come onto my channel and or to come live, and see if we can compare our observations. He's decided that he's going to run and block all my channels and shadow ban, so I can watch his videos, but he can't comment, he won't see me, doesn't do anything. He's blocked everything, so because he's a chicken shit and big coward. But yeah, we're gonna try this and see. I haven't used the scope for a while because I preferred the other one, but in the spirit of fairness, I thought I would use a telescope that's as close as I had to what Mikey's using. So this is going to do. But like I said, since I can't put my cell phone on, I'm going to be using my planetary camera. So you call it fair, or you can call it unfair, whatever, but that's what I'm going to be using. So right, so we'll go with that. So the program we use is called SharpCaps. Just updated it, and all this does is this just takes a signal from the camera, which is in the eyepiece here. I'll trip over my thing. So the camera sits there in the eyepiece, turns on like that, runs back to there, goes to the laptop. Sorry, there's a bush there, and you gotta watch, don't trip over these things, but ferns. So that's the setup, and I will try to I'll try to live stream this if I can. If I start getting the moon comes up, I'll be able to find it. Like I said, with that finder scope on this, it's really difficult to try to find stars so much. You can do it, but it's a pain in the ass. And if you try and do something like this quite high up, try and do like straight up in the air and stuff like that, then it makes it you had to crick your head and stuff like that. I said the finder scope I got from the other one, it was like kind of like how this telescope is, where it has the eyepiece goes to 90 and you can turn it around, so it's so much more easier to try to find things, as well as it's a far superior finder scope than the one that came with this. Now remember, these are entry level telescopes, and so they're going to give you like just the bare minimum cheap stuff. So right, so look for my live. I'll put up the video of Mikey opening up his telescope and going through it a little bit, and then if I can go live, to look for my live. See you in a bit.
So yeah, the weather is not bad, but we do have smoke in the air, so hopefully the smoke will stay away when the moon is. We'll still be able to see the moon, but I don't know if it's going to affect recording the moon or whatever. But I have multiple options now. I have the 2 sets of binoculars, the P1000, and now the new telescope. So it's supposed to rain later tonight, possibly after midnight, but whatever. I will record the moon before then. All right, now we will be opening the telescope here. Hopefully, let's get that. We will make sure that you can all see what's going on here. And yeah, we'll have to go out tonight and see what we can do with the telescope. This is my first, not my first telescope. I did have one like 15, 18 years ago, maybe. It was a piece of garbage telescope. Not worth any effort to even looking at the thing. All right, a new box for the cat to play in. It comes with a nice handle on the box. So we just flip that bad boy open. Let me keep going with the stream here. I'm also AFK photographing the moon. I'm freezing my ass off at the end of it. Yes, I know what cold nights are like, that's for sure. Definitely. Wow, we keep getting into smaller and smaller packages. So now I guess we move on to the actual carrying case for the thing. Always got more and more boxes to play with. This is pretty cool, eh? Nice little bag. I do have a nice carrying case or bag for my tripod because it is quite expensive. So. Alrighty, so explore the mystery of the universe. I already have. There is no universe, so that's done with. Telescope 90800. So there we go. We got the manual there. Color coded for the people who are not colorblind. Ooh, wow, this is quite. Wow, this is quite detailed. This is nice, nice diagrams, pictures to show what the heck you're doing. This is pretty cool, guys. And just some more of the same picture pages. Trying to get that out of my mouth. Just some more details here and explanations, and basically all the pages are kind of the same. It feels like I need more light. What is this? A cell phone attachment. Even though I already have one, but this one is specifically made for to go over the eyepiece, you know, so you can block out all the light. One of those again. My favorite, plastic cell phone mounts.
So yeah, that cell phone mount, well, they're okay. So you twist it and it clamps on. But Mikey's one that he uses, binoculars, would work on this telescope perfectly fine. But I don't think Mikey quite realizes that his are pretty much universal.
Well, they got it strapped down in here. So we've got the whatever that is. So we've got a half decent tripod here. Opens up quite nice. It's basically aluminum. That's not bad. Quite impressed with that. Not bad, not bad. And then here's the main attraction. First of all, we'll find out what this is. This is my new shaving kit that came with the telescope. Oh, these are all the. This is probably the what do you call it? The finder. And we've got some.
Yeah, like I said, that's looks like the same finder scope that mine has. It's kind of their universal, and I don't rate them very well. They're okay to start off with, but if any way to upgrade and get something a bit better, then I would definitely recommend it for these telescopes. It definitely would upgrade the telescope and make it much more usable. Different
Magnification eyepieces here, and the actual lens itself, and. It is not recommended to use 3 times lens when focusing for the first time. It is not recommended. Why? You would think you would want to use the less magnification for the first time.
So Mikey doesn't realize that's a 3 times Barlow. So what that would do is any eyepiece you use, it would make it 3 times stronger. So this is not recommended to use it because you'd be so hyper focused in on something, and you actually make it hard to focus and hard to find your target. So that's why I say it's recommended not to use it for the first time. Get your focus first, then put your Barlow in, and then you'll have to refocus a little bit more because obviously you're upping the power of the eyepiece that you're using.
But whatever, okay. And now for the main attraction here. And I'm wondering, oh yeah, no, it's kind of light. Hopefully that's a good quality telescope.
And normally, like a telescope is quite light. It's essentially just like I would say that could be a thin metal tube. And what really gives the telescope the quality is the lenses you have inside of it, the quality of the coating, the manufacturing, what they're made out of. That's what gives a telescope the quality, and that's what normally what you're paying for. You're paying for the lenses, the quality, and obviously the bigger the lens, you're paying more. Or if you're looking at like a Newtonian reflector, then you're looking at the quality of the mirrors and stuff like that. But the rest of it is just literally a tube that's holding it all together and just kind of giving an area for the light to travel down. So they aren't very heavy because they don't need to be heavy. You're not looking for a really weighted, heavy telescope. It's all about the quality of lenses and stuff. So that's and normally they're the ones you set them up, and you're going to observe from one spot. You're not going to be carrying around like his binoculars. People tend to carry around and bump off stuff. They're going to make hold by hand, a bit more robust because they're going to get knocked around. Telescope tends to be in a case. You set up on its stand, and then you do observations. So the tubes themselves tend to make a little thinner. Because they're not going to get as abused as much.
We have the front of the thing or the back, whatever you want to describe it, and Mesa, and so yeah, it's very light. I'm pretty sure even my smaller.
So I looked up Mikey's telescope here. So this is it on this site, which is some Join You Buys. And you can, so this kind of goes through a little bit. The AC mount, 200 British pounds if I buy it here. I've seen ones on Amazon that are very comparable to this for a lot cheaper, but finding out the same kind of brand as mine or something like that. So going through this a bit closer, as you take a look, it's definitely for like children and very amateur astronomers. Made in China, manual focus. Finer scopes obviously straight through. So it's a beginner telescope. It's like I said, it's not the best one. It's going to be so it's for people just getting into the hobby before you go and start investing thousands. But yeah, this is what Mikey Smith has decided to buy himself.
Binocular is way more than this. Nice big, yeah. There you go, bad boys.
So that there is what's going to actually make that more superior to Mikey's binoculars. He's using a 90 millimeter massive, huge lens that's designed for looking at planets and stars, and obviously the moon. So compared to his binoculars, which he's only looking out of one side of the binoculars, I think binoculars are rated to be, what has he got? 20 by what is it going on? Is it 20 by 80s or 20 by 70s, whatever? I think it's 20 by 90s as well. So that telescope's a lot more powerful. He's gonna get a lot more better observations, much finer detail, and he'll be able to collect a lot more light. That's the whole point of a telescope. Obviously, it's a big light collecting tube is what it is, with a high quality lens. Depending on what you pay for, cheap, you can get a cheap lens. You pay a lot more, you get a much higher quality lens, or more lenses that will give you less aberration and higher quality observations.
Keep that clean, I guess. We'll find out what the little hole is there for. Maybe that's for doing a few other experiments or viewing points.
So obviously the bigger cover there, the whole unit is to keep your lens clean and undamaged, and try to keep as much dust and stuff off it, so you don't have to try to clean it all the time. The smaller one that comes out the middle, that would be for two things. Just that out the middle would make it easier for doing full moon observations, because the moon is actually super bright. You don't think it is, but looking at a telescope, it's fucking bright. So that would kind of help reduce some of the light coming in, so then it makes me a little bit more dimmer, but you'll get higher quality observations and more contrast. Then you can either get a solar filter that goes over the whole thing, or probably the was it Meza? He's got, you most likely make a solar filter that was fit over top of the smaller one, so you're covering part of it because you obviously don't need the whole thing to gather all the light for the sun, and then it's going to be smaller, so you're going to get be able to do sun observations.
So yeah, there is the telescope. Now we just got to figure out how to put it together. Which should not be too hard to do. I probably basically know how to figure it out because I've used stuff before.
And obviously he has the instruction book there, which would probably detail how to put it together. So he was just looking through that.
Now the main thing that I'm going to be, okay.
So like I said, that is the most basic mount you get for a telescope, azimuthal mount, as opposed to my equatorial mount, which when it's set to my latitude and polar aligned, then I just have to turn one knob and it'll track any celestial object like stars, stuff like that, as the Earth rotates. And it's actually set that way that it'll go up and over, and it'll keep with the rotation of the Earth. All he has there is that obviously he has the handle there, and he's got to kind of move it around so it's not nearly as precise. And that's, so to do like some astrophotography, try to do any kind of long-term exposures, yeah, very, very difficult, and probably wouldn't work with that because it'd just be too shaky. He'd be all over the place, as you wouldn't be able to keep a nice steady track on it. So that's kind of that kind of makes that telescope seem a bit more cheaper than the one I have.
Ow! Pinched my finger. Oh. Ouchie, ouchie. Well, I guess this is going to be easy enough. You just flap this bad boy in there and away you go. I think that's what you do. Yeah, there we go. This is not a very high quality one. I can tell just by putting it together. I'm bleeding. Man About a Shape is checking it out. So we've got the whole setup here now. Tripod and everything here. I will have to do some reading, I guess, before tonight. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. So yeah, we got the cell phone attachment there, and of course it will work with the phone. Hopefully. There we go. So yeah, we get to throw that bad boy on there. I was noticing some telescopes on Facebook for sale. There was even some really good ones out there for not bad price. Of course, all these people who have great expectations of recording the stars from millions of miles away, they get overly excited because they're not sure exactly what they're doing. So,
and Mikey actually doesn't know what he's doing either, but he thinks he does. That's why Mikey Smith's Dunning-Kruger.
I have learned and obviously taught myself on what to do and what to look for, and go from there. So let's check things out here and figure out what to do here. Finder, scope base. Whoops. Why is this rotated? All right, let's make sure you guys can see that jazz, right? So the finder scope, I may not need this because I know where everything is, most of the things.
Thanks, Mikey Smith. You just pretty much proved my point when I said just before that you don't know what you're doing. The finder scope isn't to for you to say, okay, I want to find this particular star. The finder scope is designed to help you align your telescope with the star you want to find. So you need to know what you're looking at. If you're trying to look for, say, Sirius, you need to know where Sirius is, and then the finder scope helps you use that to find Sirius, but you should know where it is, and then it should be calibrated and set up that it's when you have the object in the crosshairs of your finder scope, it should be in the middle of your observation zone, of your eyepiece or whatever, like your lens of your telescope. That's what a finder scope is for. It's not to say you need a finder scope. Even if you don't know where things are, the finder scope is designed to help you align your telescope when you want to find things in the sky. So that's pretty much just proved my point. Thanks, Mikey.
This does not look like the finder scope. What is this? Finder scope base. Oh, I see 7, and then that bad boy goes in there. Yeah, I'm busy, man. Yeah, what's happening?
Nothing. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Oh, not really. I'm just, I got a telescope here I'm setting up. Check this out.
Oh, cool. What kind?
I don't know, just something off Amazon. So,
Really?
yeah, I'll have to.
How much?
It was 300.
Well, that's not too bad, Mike.
Yeah.
Like, how far can it, like, go and, like...
Well, I don't know. I just putting it together. I just got it, so. But I should be able to catch some pretty good stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, last night I was able to do my live stream. So check that out. I did live stream, which I did my observations of the moon using my Solarmark 70 by 700 or 7700, if you want to call it that. And I used my planetary camera, Astro camera, that was in there, and you can see it to where I can show exactly what I was looking at on the laptop screen. So check that out. Now, funny enough, I did look this morning to see if Mikey Smith had took his telescope out and do what he's going to do, and yeah. So later on last night, well, probably for me, after I had gone off my live stream, MC Toon had a live stream as well, in which it was a call-in show. And the first thing my MC Toon did is he gave Mikey Smith a call to congratulate him on his new telescope. And needless to say, yeah, I guess Mikey Smith didn't like his telescope very much. So check this out.
Oh, come on. He knows. He knows.
What?
It's a big day today, Mikey.
Yeah, I deleted my stupid. What do you mean that's a big day?
Big day.
I deleted my live stream.
You got.
That's right. I went to go look for his live streams, and even the live stream him doing the unboxing, opened up his telescope, gone. He took it off like the same day. So I don't know why he does this crap, but whatever. Yeah, I guess he didn't like it very much. He seemed to like it, and then he must have changed his mind.
You got your telescope.
Yeah, I'm returning it. It's a piece of garbage.
Why are you returning your new telescope that you just bought?
Well, because I know that they're shit. So I'm not going to waste my time with them. The eyepiece doesn't work with the cell phone mount because it's garbage. It's like a $2 freaking eyepiece, whatever. I'm just going to get a higher quality binoculars and just keep recording the firmament, and then you'll poop your pants.
I suspect that the issue was the classic PEBCAC.
The which?
PEBCAC, yeah. It's probably the PEBCAC that's often the cause of this type of an issue.
I don't know what you're talking about. What did you say?
PEBCAC? PEBCAC.
So
Yeah, I kind of think MC Toon is spot on with that analysis. It's definitely the PEBCAC.
You're saying that I'm the issue?
It's the PEBCAC, so it's probably that. Anyway, I would that's where my money is on the PEBCAC.
So yeah, that was it. Mikey Smith, after opening it all up and getting his subscribers to pitch in to buy him a telescope, has now decided he's going to return the telescope and get his money back because he doesn't understand how telescopes work, and he didn't even try it out. So Mikey Smith running scared from telescopes. I understand now why he's running scared from all of my challenges and my invitations, because I use telescopes and Mikey Smith is deathly afraid of them. And after buying one and realizing that this is probably going to destroy his firmament observations, because you'll actually get better quality observations than what he's getting, then he's decided to return it. And as for the cell phone mounts not fitting, well, like I said before, if you look, he's got one that just clamps around, goes around the eyepiece, and then his phone goes on it. That'd work perfectly fine with this telescope. It's pretty much the same kind of thing as binoculars, except for binoculars, the eyepiece is built in, and a telescope, you can swap out the eyepieces and get better magnification. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, I'll put what I did though, because unlike Mikey Smith, I'm not scared to show my observations, and I'm not scared to use the proper equipment to do celestial observations. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, call it that. Look, I have completed what I set out to do, which was to get the moon in my telescope. To wait a little bit, since it didn't rise until after midnight here, but high enough for you to see it. But yeah, thanks anybody who popped in and say hello real quick. Join me tomorrow. I should hopefully be live, my Wacko Wednesday, and fingers crossed. Mikey Smith would have done his observations. I will get those tomorrow if I can, and I will be comparing them to these. I will have obviously this video, this live stream, as well as I'll put my video up where it shows him opening it. If anybody hasn't seen Mikey Smith opening his telescope, I might do a bit more commentary on that. And then any of his observations we can compare, and I'll even use this live stream as part of my video. So we'll leave it at that there. I'll stop messing around with my telescope because I'm just faffing now. This is for the sake of faffing. And yeah, let's see how much Mikey is running away. As well as I'll tag into this video in the description the video of after I've processed all these. So look for that. I will tag it in this one and the video where I put it up. So we'll see. I'll tag a few. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. So yeah, that wraps that up for that. Mikey Smith decided to chicken out on using a telescope, which is kind of a shame because I want to see him actually use a telescope for once and see if he can get some half decent quality stuff instead of just using the garbage he's using. But you know, he's too afraid to get out of his comfort zone and maybe actually use the proper equipment. But here nor there, it is what it is. And hopefully I'll be on my live stream tonight. I'll be putting up, we'll look a little bit because he did do one with his P1000, but you can see there's quite a bit of atmospheric disturbance in that video. But yeah, for sure. So don't forget to follow me for more videos, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, comment down below, and I will see you later on. Remember people, stay curious. Thanks for watching.